Hello everybody, I am AP Kaiser OTP on top lane. You maybe know me from the Happy Chime Noise video. Last season was pretty fun, to be honest. Now we are on a new season, season 14, new items, new mage items. You maybe don't know what items are really good on Kaiser and not. And yeah, I spent right now 40 games on Kaiser on this season already. And yeah, let me show you how to build Kaiser and which runes you take for Kaiser. So let's just jump into these runes. So I have two rune pages, but I start with the main one. It's on the inspiration tree. My absolute favorite tree, to be honest. I start with First Strike. It gives you money and 7% extra damage for 3 seconds. This is just my favorite rune, and yeah. Then I take Magic Footwear because it's just 3 boots. You save like 300 cash, you know? And you don't really need Hextech, Flash or Triple Tonic, but I believe Triple Tonic is not that bad, but I haven't tried it yet. But in the future I will try it and give you a little update about it. Future Market is fine, you can take it, but it would delay your spike. I would say on your Q Evolve spike sometime, if you miss the mana from Biscuit Delivery. And Biscuit Delivery is kinda, I would say, just in general really good, because it gives you missing health and mana, you know, 12%, and you have 3 of them. It can help you out on early game really good to push in waves and execute minions. Yeah, and for the poke, maybe you just need a little more mana to finish a wave, you know. That's why I take Biscuit Delivery. It's my absolute favorite. You have no use for Approach, Vehiculicity, and Time Warp Tonic. That's why Cosmic Insight makes just more sense. Item Haste and 18 Summoner Spell Haste. This helps you with early TPs, early flash. You can time flashes better. You know, if you both flash on the same time, you and your opponent, then you know your flash comes like, I think, 15 or 20 seconds early up. I don't know the exact numbers yet, but it's just a feeling for me. That's why I take Cosmic Insight. And on the second page, I take Transcendence for the ability haste, and every champion takedown, it reduces basic abilities by 20%. That's not, I mean, for Kaiser itself, how it feels like 0.5 seconds on the W reset. So you don't need really to get a kill. An assist is enough to get a little more reset, cooldown back on your W or other space. Back, the old rune page was mana flow band. The thing is, we're building Kaiser now a little bit different. That's why you don't really need mana flow band anymore, and nullifying orb, it's kind of useless because you have your RS shield. Nimbus Cloak, you know, you don't have a really good use out of that. That's why you just don't take it. And yeah, you're not really playing around your movement speed that much. That's why, I mean, you don't really boost your movement speed. You don't have anything in your kit that does that. That's why you don't take it. Absolute Focus is good. It's not bad. But as I said, the ability haste is just way better, and it makes your W smoother to just shoot. That's why I take Transcendence on that page, on that row. And then I would take Scorch. Scorch helps you a lot to poke opponents out of the lane. It just helps really a lot. You get around 400 to 600 damage on minute 20 with Scorch. This is just way better than all others, because you don't really have a use for Water Walking and Gathering Storm. The thing with Gathering Storm is, it is not bad, you know, the AP and stuff that you get, the AD or AP, but the thing is, you know, you have already a lot of damage in your kit after you're finishing your items. The little extra AP won't change much in your damage. It won't change that much. That's why, you know, it's all about just deleting the ADC with 2 Ws and 1 Q and auto attack to proc the passive and the burst. Okay, and yeah, and currently games are not really going longer than 30 minutes. That's why Scorch is just helping you a lot, also out of the lane, that you get more, I mean, that you can pressure your lane more. That's why Scorch is just so damn good. I believe you have watched True Tooth. That True Tooth takes Absolute Focus and Gathering Storm. You know, you are not True Tooth, you don't play like him, he is built different, okay? He is just built different. You are not high elo enough like him to play that. Okay, and on that runes, I always take attack speed. It just helps you a lot. Make your auto attack smoother and attacking smoother too. Sometimes you are in a scenario where you just need to auto attack, you know, and it helps a lot to reset your auto attacks too with that. The thing is, Adaptive Force, that just gives you 280 early and later 9 AP. So that is kinda whack if you ask me. In my experience, it was already enough to have a little bit more AP. You know, you just have enough AP when you buy your items to one-shot these carries that you need. If you take Ability Haze, it's just a really bad choice because you're giving up free attack speed. You know, it just makes your attack smoother. I mean, attack smoother and your movement smoother during the lane. You can just attack and then instantly move away. But with Ability Haze, it's just not smooth. You don't need that Ability Haze on that. It's kind of troll if you take it. And then yeah, Adaptive Force. And here it depends on matchups against what you play, of course. I want to talk a little bit about health scaling. The thing is, a lot of people say that you outscale these both resistances on level 5 or 6. But the thing is, you are still an ADC. So if you take not resistances, you are almost a one-shot on early game. And then you will miss a lot of CS early game on and stuff like that. And you maybe can't trade after one trade. You know, you just can't trade anymore. That's why you never take that. I mean, an example, Cassante can take it because he's Cassante. He's a melee, he gets second wind and then Jordan's shield. Okay, you don't have these setups. You can't do it like that, like him. You are not Cassante. You are still an ADC. You are Kaiser. That's why you take most of the time armor on top lane. And of course against Cannon, Gwen and Nasus, you take magic resist. Because Nasus deals more magic damage early on because he wants to poke you with the E more. Okay, that's the first rune page that I wanted to show you. And there is a second one. The second one is from the domination tree. This rune page I have prepared for high elo because currently on season 14. The thing is, top side is kinda interesting now because junglers need their laners now. You know, they need pressure from the lane. Sometimes first strike just don't work out. That's why you have to take Hail of Blades. Okay, the thing is, with the rest of the rune, you know, you don't really have a use of Predator. Electrocute is okay, but you know, it doesn't proc your passive that quick like Hail of Blades would do. Hail of Blades just gives you 3 fast out attacks and then into W you proc your passive. That's why Hail of Blades is just way better. And you have 80 damage on your kit. And the thing with Dark Harvest is, yeah, what shall I say? You need to poke them down first to have a use of that rune. So that's why it's kind of a waste. And Hail of Blades helps you a lot with trading on lane. So that's why Hail of Blades. And then Taste of Blood, because Taste of Blood is like a little fleet foot healing with a little scaling. This helps you a lot also to sustain and makes you to a more aggressive laner because you have the little more sustain in your kit. I take the Ghost Porter here on that side because currently on season 14 on the map change, their bushes, you know, top lane are just harder to gank if you have vision there. And there are spots with the Ghost Porter where you can have, you know, almost 2 minutes a vision there, and that helps you a lot to track the jungler and for your team. That's why I take Ghost Porter. And that rune also, if your Ghost Porter sees someone, you get, I think, two stacks or 1. Then you gain ability power, 2 ability power, or early game 1.2 attack damage. It just helps you a lot out of the lane. And then you take the Ingenious Hunter. you know, Ultimate Hunter, you don't really need it because you have not a lot of cooldown on your R, but it's just kind of waste. And Treasure Hunter is like that. You can have all these skills and stuff, okay? But I feel like the meta is just don't fit for Treasure Hunter now because it's all about playing around your items currently. And Storm Surge, I mean, I don't use Storm Surge, but Horizon Focus have a really good use of that, then gets your cooldown down. Horizon Focus has currently 30 seconds cooldown, and then you have 11 seconds less. That helps you a lot to get more vision. Like that. Or like for, if you like Ludens, you can get Ludens, it's okay. Then you would also have less cooldown on Ludens, on the stacks, and it helps Endurance Hunter to stack Mana Moon faster later. If you buy tiers kinda late, you know, not on your second backboard. That's why Endurance Hunter helps you a lot with your items. It helps you just a lot to get through hard times too. Okay, and here I would take the Inspiration Tree, Boots of course, because 300 gold for free. Why wouldn't I take that? And Biscuits. Yeah, and that's the same, depends on the matchup. Yeah, and that's the second rune page I used. But I want to talk a little bit about that rune page. That rune page is not about building DPS Kaiser. We will get to there soon about that item build. It's all about poke because you have Hail of Blades. Hail of Blades allows you to attack faster, so you don't really need that Nashor's Tooth extra on your kit, because you do your 3 auto attacks already really quick, so you want so much damage as possible. If you like to poke them more out of the lane and you really do like ability haste, then you can also take that, but then you have to pay the boots cost and biscuits. Yeah, but I personally prefer that rune page like that. Okay, hello. I hope the runes explanation explains well. But the thing is, about the next 15 minutes, it's all about item builds. And sadly, I don't have really that much time to edit anymore. Yeah, I will just make it short then here. So you can just check out the last 5 or 2 minutes of the video. And yeah, some of you are just here for maybe runes or item builds, so I just put it there and then you can just skip everything. But if you really want to get better on Kaiser and want to know how item build works, then it's of course really worth to watch it and take your time with that. It's like almost the same explanation like about runes on the same style, just without the edition. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching here. Okay. And leave a like or sub, I don't know. I stream on Twitch. Yeah, that's it. And have fun on the video. Bye bye. And leave on the comments what you guys want next, what kind of video about Kaiser. My idea was about to maybe do some W mechanics, but it's up on you. Maybe you guys have other questions, so just leave it in the comments. Well, now we get to the item builds. So here we have Poke Kaiser. We start with Mana Moon, classic. And then into Ionia Boots, but you don't need to buy the second item, you can also buy it later. The most important thing is about that item build that you need your W evolve as fast as possible, but there are matchups where you need your boots earlier than your Horizon Focus. But most of the time, Horizon Focus second. Into boots, into Void stuff, because in the current meta... yeah, right, I haven't talked about that. Why Horizon Focus? Horizon Focus is just so much cheaper than other AP items, and you gain the 10% increased damage against enemies and you reveal them after a W. That item is getting buffed anyways. We are on patch 14.1, but on 14.2 it's getting buffed. You reveal more and the the range where you proc it, it's going down by 100. So not 700 anymore, then it's 600 range, then you can already proc it. The reveal helps you a lot to make combos. You know, that you can do your RW combo into the enemies to know are there other enemies around and where can you jump in. And information is really important for your teammates too. You are not an ego player, right? Okay. Yeah, Horizon Focus just cost efficiency 2700. That's just way better than all the other items currently, in my opinion. It's cheap, gives you 90 ability power and 20 ability haste. And I've tried it, compared to other items like Storm Surge and Ludens, it deals almost the same damage. It's a little bit less, but it's almost not noticeable on a full combo. Alright, and since the old Ludens got removed, then you have, you know, there is just no penetration anymore in your mythic passive. You just don't have it anymore. Back in time you had it, right? But now you don't. So that's why you have to get penetration as early as possible. That's why White Staff, third item, is just also really not really cheap, but it just helps you a lot to get into the late game. That if some people, you know, are more fat, the opponent, they build already MR, then that doesn't matter to you anymore after having Void Staff. But if you are fat first earlier than them, then I would get Rabadon first before Void Staff. But generally, I would get Void Staff always as third completed item first. Alright, and then yeah, into Rabadon or Void Staff, depends. Yeah, and that's actually almost the item build, right? And then for the last item in that page, look, Sonya's has 120 ability power. Sonya's, in my opinion, is just the best 5th item. It protects you from assassins, from Rangers, from Zed, from Kayn, from I don't know what just jumps into your face, but you can just stop them with that. And it gives your team time to react after a play, after something happens to you. That's why Sonya's is just so much better than others. But Banshees is also really good. We will get to there soon. There's something what I would talk about Banshees anyway later, because there are matchups like Malphite who just instant R you, or like Bard or Karthus, you know. It just helps you a lot to just protect yourself on their spell, so they can never really engage on you that easily. Or like a Twisted Fate with a stun card into your face. That will just not allow them to do that to you that quickly, because they will probably just focus your ADC. The last item could be Shadow Flame. How you wish. Shadow Flame is insane. It gives you so much damage as the last item in your item set, because you just crit tanks also away. Everyone is like one shot. If you land 2 Ws, they will surely die, except these full MR tanks. They are not normal people. Okay, alright, that's the first item set that I would give to you. That's the Poke Kaiser build. Yeah, I would recommend you to not change that boots. You know, the thing is, you have already a lot of damage. You know, you will not deal more damage. Not really. That's why after finishing your items, I wouldn't change that. It just helps you a lot, that Ionia boots, to spam more Ws. And you just need 9 seconds on your W. This much amount of ability haste you need, and you have here enough ability haste in your kit. So now let's talk about the DPS Kaiser. DPS Kaiser is one of my favorites. It's harder to play. It's also sometimes easier. It has his pro and contra, but let's just talk about it and when to build it. So yeah, you start with Mana Moon into Nashor's, but most of the time, you know, you finish your boots first before Nashor's, because you need that movement speed to auto attack more. At that moment, when you have Mana Moon and Berserker's Greaves, you are like an ADC on that time. That's like you are a completely normal ADC with high level, because you are on a solo lane. And then you start build out Nashor's, a little book like that. Then you have your 110 ability power to evolve your W. I would recommend you to do that to buy that item set if you are winning your lane. If you are getting platings, if you are getting kills a lot, you know, and on matchups like Yorick and EUW, yeah, on these matchups, I would just recommend it to you because you need that setup against them because it's about split pushing and you need to deal with them. You need the movement speed, the extra movement speed that you gain on your E after buying attack speed, and you can kill all these ghouls and tentacles faster. That's why that setup exists, and that setup is just so good against them. But don't build it if you are behind. If you're behind, it's really hard to finish that item build since you can't even auto attack, and then you have like kind of wasted your gold into Berserk Greaves, you know, into attack speed, when you could just invest into the Poke Kaiser build, just spamming W and doing your RWQ combo. Alright, yeah, and then you get Horizon Focus, as I said, really cheap item, gives you vision, blah blah blah. And then Void Stuff, of course, but if you're really fat, okay, always, if you're really fat and your opponents are not on that time to build magic resistance, then you can build Rabadon, because Rabadon is like a securing your late game and dealing brutally, I don't know how to say it, just a lot of damage and a pot. Yeah, that's the DPS Kaiser. And then additional, I want to show you the full build Kaiser, really full build. This is almost the same. On the end, absolutely late game, you are carrying your useless teammates so hardcore and they are still useless, but you have so much money, you don't know what to do with it. Just sell your boots and get your Phantom Dancer, because Phantom Dancer is a replacement item for your boots. You still keep your E evolve and you lose like 20 movement speed compared to the normal boots, but the thing is you get crit and you have a more attack speed. This is the real DPS Kaiser. This is AD poke AP Kaiser. This is the strongest AP Kaiser build to 1v9 that exists. This has from everything something. Okay, then let's talk about season 14 bait items. Storm Surge, it is okay on Kaiser, but as you see, Storm Surge costs 200 gold more than Horizon Focus. But the thing is, it's getting nerfed anyway. It's going to have 90 ability power. The penetration is nice, okay? The penetration is good and nice, but compare to Horizon Focus, the 200 gold less and 20 ability haste is just mwah. That's why you just don't build Storm Surge. Storm Surge, you lose ability haste on your W, so it's harder to land your Ws and to proc your passive with Storm Surge. That's why you just don't build it. Luden's Companion, it's absolutely scam. If you build it, you just got scammed. I don't know why people build it on AP Kaiser, but yeah. Horizon Focus deals more damage on late game on a full combo than Luden's Companion. The thing is with Luden's Companion is you proc it once, I mean you clear your wave and then you lose your stacks. I mean, what the fuck? Just absolutely scam. You deal less damage after full combo than with Luden's Companion. And the item is 300 gold more expensive. So tell me why you would build it. When you have here almost same stats except mana and 20 ability haste. And you get here on Horizon Focus, you reveal, okay, information is everything. Trust me, if you get higher on Kaiser, you will notice information means everything. That's why high elo wards that much, pink wards a lot, yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, it's maybe good on mages, okay? But you are not a mage, you are Kaiser. You are a champion who deals AD and AP damage on a burst, on a second. You are not like other champions. And building Luden's Companion is just waste of money. It's just waste of money. You know, 300 gold more, it costs you maybe 2 minutes more on the map to farm and risk your life outside the cold world, Summoner's Rift. Maybe you just get ganked and die. Okay, Shadow Flame. The thing with Shadow Flame is it's also a bait item. You will see a lot of YouTubers maybe talk about it, about like, Shadow Flame second item. But bro, you don't one-shot anyone. with that item. It costs 3200 gold. Are you kidding me? And the another thing is, you don't really proc that crit. On 35% lower HP, you start to crit 20% extra damage, all your magic damage and true damage. You don't really have the use of that. If you have finished your Rabadon, you will deal the same damage. It's just cost 400 more, you know? You deal the same amount of damage, and Rabadon scales your Q even more up and scales all your items up. But the Shadow Flame compared to Rabadon, okay, both items deal almost same damage, but the only thing is Shadow Flame is also really flippy because you never know when you are going to proc your passive, when they are low or not. That's why you don't build Shadow Flame on 3rd or 4th item. This is scam. You just got scammed. And then let's talk about Liandry's. For what do you need that HP? For what? Yeah, okay, we are done here. Actually, for what do you need that HP? Do you want, you don't even have ability haste on that item. You don't have penetration on that item, but you have 550 HP and you are backlining anyways, and you have your big fat shield after your R anyways. So please write in the comment, why would you build Liandry's? Thanks. Okay. Now we go to Magi's Soul Stealer. The thing with Magi's is, currently, first of all, you don't have that many slots. It can fuck you up when you build something, you want to finish an item, you have to beg, because Kaiser is really snowbally. Kaiser is just really snowbally with items. Every time you beg, you have to buy something, little stuff. And that's why sometimes it can really block your slot. And I'm not talking about Magi's itself, actually about Dark Seal. That's why, most of the time you build Dark Seal first into Magi's. It's cheap, it gives you 15 ability power, you can sometimes buy it if you miss 50 gold, to get an Implying Tome. But overall, I would just not buy it because you have to sell it anyways. If you really want to carry a game, you have to frontline for yourself. You have to tank, you have to take actions by yourself. You are not waiting there that much. You have to do something to win your games, You are not really completely back-sitting. And then you need pink wards. And if you have that Dark Seal in your slot, it's just useless. It's just completely useless. And if you die, it's just useless. And then you have to sell it anyway. It's just not enough time to stack that. But if you stack it and you get your Magi's, cool. It's of course really cool if you get it. But if you die once, you waste so much money. Just saying. Okay. Yeah, and then let's talk about evolve setup. This is how you evolve your setup, Hextech Alternator, 50 AP into that purple book, 35 AP. You build that, and then into Implying Tome, 115 AP. Around that, it's around that. Yeah, this is how you get first early evolve with that items. With your W, for your W. Okay, so, and then let's talk about that Banshees item, that little component for Banshees. I think that item is super underrated. I think it's so broken because you just get a Malzahar shield for 180 gold. It's easy to buy, you get a shield, it's cheap, it's really cheap for the fact it gives you. You have really good stats, it's 70 stats, 40 AP and 30 magic resist. These stats are insane, not gonna lie. I would that's why you take it as last item. It's possible. You can also buy it against male fights if they annoy you. Okay, now let's talk about starting items. We have almost finished everything. Now let's just talk about the starting items. Starting items, Doran's Blade, of course. The thing is, last season we were taking Karl, but the problem is Kaiser got HP nerfed and Doran's got buffed. 100 health is a lot in a lane to trade. So the thing is, if you have Karl, you lose that 100 HP, but you can stack earlier, but you don't even have 1080, you have your lifesteal. It just helps you a lot out. It just helps you a lot out on lane. After one trade, you can keep trading a second trade. That's why Doran's is just a new thing. So that's your starting item, health, Doran's Blade with a potion, and on your first backport you get your Carl tiers. You have to prioritize Carl and then into tiers because you want to get these Carl stacks as fast off as possible. You need that money. And then you get your tiers and then longsword, and then slowly into Mana Moon on minute 10.